Hey mama, it is Celia from Bougie Mom Friends. If you are trying to find balance being an amazing mom while still trying to find time for you, you are in the right place. My co-host Cammie and I are here to talk about all of the things from trusting your instinct with your kids to carving out space for self-care and even indulging in a little pop culture escape. It's all about real conversations with moms who get it because we're all about thriving, not just surviving. So take a breath, grab a drink, and join us, your Bougie Mom Friends. Happy Tuesday.
What a do.
What an eventful week with the presidential elections.
I know. Like, what is sleep this week?
I know. Daylight savings time, the election week.
I got wrecked this week.
Oh my goodness. It was honestly a really hard week for me, just work-wise. For us, end of year, companies are looking at their budgets for the following year. They want to make sure that what they're currently spending, is giving them an ROI. And so work for me between Q4 and Q1 is always crusher.
Don't you love that? It's right around the holidays.
I know.
What's interesting is that it's the same for medical too. A lot of people don't realize that.
Really? Tell me more.
Because of your oh God, what is that thing called? You have to make the the money.
Yes,
so
your
people
deductible.
rush deductible. There we go. Woo. Yes, everyone makes their deductible usually by the end of the year, and they rush to get their surgeries in, so they don't have to. All resets in January. So
you're right.
It's crazy. Like November, December are insane. And that's like the least amount of time you want to work, but it's usually like jam packed. And what's also interesting is that people get sick more. Like I feel like I've been doing more emergency cases in the middle of the night in December. Mm-hmm.
I guess, that makes perfect sense because, even when it comes to like medical, eye, dental, I'm go time. I'm like, okay, what do we need to do?
Mm-hmm.
What appointments do we need to make? But I guess I never really thought about the healthcare workers too, getting that spike in work. No, honestly, everything's been really busy. But I just have to say one thing about the election, because obviously, now that we have a podcast, I follow things a lot more. And obviously everyone has who they voted for. And I really truly think voting is an individual sport.
Right.
And it should be, right? Because everyone is voting for something that's important to them, where they're at in the next 4 years. And we've learned through a lot of our guests that people make decisions that are best for them.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm a mom, right, I'm a lot more empathetic with people, but I also kind of felt like I can see why people don't keep friends that aren't willing to see other people's side.
Yes.
Even if they're on my side, I'm kind of turned off by them because they're coming so hard at other people. And I guess that's just America and that's just how like democracy works. But like, I don't know. I'm really having a hard time right now. And I think being a mom changed me.
Yeah. I also think that, we always talk about social media and how, it makes bullying, blah, blah, blah. But I think it made political parties worse. It's become so much worse. I remember in high school, we're in high school, but we would talk about who we liked, Bush or whatever,
Bush Jr. or Senior Bush. I'm just joking.
No. I'm not that old, girl.
I am.
But it was never like, oh man, you're an idiot. You're stupid. You have bad morals if you vote this way. I don't know why it's become so personal. It's become very if you vote this way, blah, blah, blah. Maybe for you, that's what you think. But, for a lot of people, they're just trying to survive right now. And, that's what basically won this election. So, I don't know.
I will wrap with this. Obviously Trump won and won by a landslide. I do think the Democratic Party needs to be better the next go around at how they communicate to voters.
Right.
Because I felt like that fell short.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I followed it a lot this year, and I'm being unbiased on who I voted for, right? But I definitely see the campaign was like really not great. You know what I mean?
It focused more on like celebrities and stuff like that than like, what are you going to do for me? You know, and the Trump campaign really drove home their, you know, what they wanted to do, you know, at the end of the day, like you had an idea of what they wanted to do, as opposed to like the Democratic Party. I mean, they talked about like women's rights and stuff, but
that one was tough. Yeah. Because,
was,
some of that you're not going to be able to change regardless, unless it like becomes a constitutional amendment.
Right.
And at this point in time, I don't foresee that happening. And it's really up to the states, which I am all for women's rights. And I'm so bummed to see so many states, you know.
Yeah. It's really disappointing in Florida, being a Floridian.
Yeah.
And we were so close. That's the other disheartening part. It's just the whole like stupid rule in Florida. It has to be 60%. It's not about majority, which we had 53%. I mean, sorry, 57.3%. We were like literally right there.
And 6 weeks. I mean, a lot of people don't find out at 6 weeks.
I know.
That's a bummer.
I feel like it could come back though. I don't think this is like a one and done thing.
No, I don't think so. I think it will be really refreshing if it, changes across the country. I know it's a really sensitive time for people, so we just want to acknowledge that we share love. And I say at this point in time, let's just hope for a great future. Mm-hmm. And I think there's going to be good things that come out of any of the candidates. You know, I know like for me personally, a big thing is organic foods in our system, getting toxic foods out. I've learned a lot this year personally with Big Pharma that, I'm just like so taken back. And I saw that the FDA was just on Good Morning America. And I know this might not have anything to do with the presidency. So I'm like changing the subject if anyone's coming at me in your head. But I saw that the FDA is coming out and now saying that over-the-counter allergy medications don't actually work. And so they want to take a handful of those medications off the shelves.
Yeah, it's huge.
Which I think is great. Let's get rid of all of that artificial coloring. It's crazy.
I saw something that someone posted, which I thought was really, really like a good idea there's a lot of fear mongering on both sides. So a lot of people are very upset about this election. Half of the country is heartbroken, right? Mm-hmm. So, and a lot of them are living in fear. They're very fearful of what's going to come from this campaign. So write down what you're scared of. Make a list. And then look at it a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now. Did any of those fears come true? And then it'll start, making you think like maybe, this is not real. A lot of this is just, they're just trying to play with our emotions to get us like so like heavily scared and invested, which is also really not good for your nervous system.
No, it's not.
And anxiety and all of that. So
I always wondered if there was an increase in hospital visits during the election period because people just get so worked up. But I love that idea of writing down your fears and then following it for a long-term plan.
Yeah.
And then reminiscing back to see, did it happen? Did it not? What could I have done within my control in the beginning before I went down that tailspin?
Yeah.
To kind of like keep myself at neutral.
Just to be a little bit more mindful, right? I think that a lot of us, we're just kind of like all over the place, but really we don't hone in on how we're feeling.
Yeah.
What are we feeling, and just being more mindful of everything. So I think that's a really good tip. I really liked that.
Why do you think that we don't let ourselves feel?
So I think naturally we are repressed. Like naturally go to repressing. Like, okay, like I'm upset about something, like something at work, and I'll be like, okay, well, I don't have time to deal with that right now. So we just shove it down. Right. So we're filled with all of these shoved down emotions. And so we don't ever really like deal with anything.
So my insurance covers Reiki, and I was looking into it, and that's like an energy healing.
Yeah. That's really cool. Your insurance covers that.
Yeah.
That's
and
wild.
I was like,
do it.
I should try it.
Yeah, I've had it.
But I wanted to just make mention, like, because you made me think of something that, like for us in Detroit, Henry Ford, Beaumont are our two main hospitals and medical systems. And obviously there's like individual providers everywhere.
Right.
But because of proximity and convenience, I choose Henry Ford. And what I like about it is, I would say in the past few years, especially since COVID, they have so many more different type of like holistic options. Even like massage. I mean, yeah, massage might be coming out of pockets for people, but it's at a very discounted rate, I would say, compared to like if you were to go to a spa and spend, $100, $200 on it, it's like $60,
Yeah, it's a good deal.
But I think if you are looking at using, you know what I mean? Like if you hit your deductible, like look into your healthcare system to see what else they offer, because there's a lot of like Reiki.
That's cool.
Obviously that's like integrative medicine with like chiropractics, massage, but also acupuncture. And also too, I think it's great. Like my company, I will say, I love this. They always go through the annual benefits so that it's time to highlight what's new. And I love going to it. But if your company has that, listen to it. And if not, reach out to your, team and ask them what they cover or if there's anything new. Because I do think that in this country, it's a sensitive time. And you said yourself, when you're not well, your reproductive system or not your reproductive system, but your nervous system.
Yeah.
Your reproductive system too. If you're trying to get pregnant, I'm sure your whole system's not well.
Linked. Yeah.
To find things that you, like you said, to be mindful and be centered. I love that.
I think for me this year was just a giant shift. I went to that holistic retreat. I've been reading like this book that they recommended from me there. I've been seeking out holistic, applied kinesiology with Dr. Noah. He recommended a doctor, and now my whole family is going there. Kalina's going there. JJ is going there. My mom is now going, because I always knew there's something wrong with me. And there's a lot of things wrong with my body, a lot of things. And it's honestly like, I feel such a sense of relief to finally like be addressing and fixing my problems. I had a huge problem with my heart. God only knows, I could have like dropped dead tomorrow. Like my heart. That's why I've always had like, when I was talking about like the energy healing, when I was getting Reiki, and she said, you have like a lot of heat coming from your heart. And I had that ball of energy. All of that I think was just like trapped emotions, and it was damaging your heart. There is a link if you look online. I've been, deep diving between emotions and heart damage. It literally physically causes damage to your heart. And so now he said, I have a heart problem. And so I've been taking these pills to help regenerate my heart, as well as like other things. But it's just really, I'm really like thankful for all of the deep diving that we've been doing. And it's allowed me to get everyone healthy. Because even JJ, who really doesn't have anything, he has a congested liver. He has a couple hormones unbalanced. He had some parasites, stuff like that. So like we all got stuff like that are making our lives just not, as amazing as we could feel on the day to day. So I think holistic remedies really just I really wish that insurances would cover them. I know. Because they work. They work more than, sometimes standardized things. Yeah, for sure. You talked about heat. And so I want to get into mammograms versus this new procedure. Yeah. Breast cancer is so prevalent. It is heartbreaking to see so many young women. And I don't know if it's always been that way, and I'm just now an adult and recognizing it. But when you told me that a mammogram
increases your risk of breast cancer. And if you already have those genes where you're positioned to get that, that freaked me out because I'm turning 40 and I want to go get checked. And I know that they don't necessarily like push you to do it unless you have something wrong.
Right.
But what is this new procedure that is out there? And can you just like go?
So the one that I sent you, I don't know much about. That's like really new to me. That's like a whole different thing. But the one that I know about is called tomography. And basically what it does is it scans your breast for heat. And it just does like a 3D map. And so basically you'll see like colors. It's literally colors. And you'll see blue means it's cool, which means that there's not a lot of blood flow. So if there's a tumor, you're going to see a lot of red. And so that's how it works. And it's actually been proven to be more sensitive, and it allows for earlier detection of like smaller tumors and stuff. So like a lot of MDs actually do it themselves. They seek out tomography because if you think about it, you're smashing a boob really hard, right? So that's increasing inflammation. And then you're adding radiation to that. Yeah. And we all know that radiation links to cancer. And there are studies that show that the more mammograms you get, there's a slightly greater chance of you getting cancer, which is scary, not talked about.
Can you get tomography?
Yeah.
Now?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if your insurance will cover it. I don't know how that works, but yeah, you can. I've looked in the area. There are clinics and they do them for breasts, and they actually do it for any part of the body, but you can get it done for breasts. And then they said,
and it's not a CT scan, right? It's something completely different. Okay. Yes. Something to think about. I was also reading that matcha, like I started to get into like, there's so many specific like groups of cancer that are prevalent. I think it's like the top 13 forms of cancer. And so I started to go into a nosedive because Lakin's obviously one child for us. And I have an immense amount of anxiety because of that he really just has James and I, right? Like he doesn't have a sibling. Right. And cancer really terrifies me because obviously, what is it, like 1 in 5 right now? And it's going to be like 1 in 2.
Yeah.
At any point in time.
I think it is 1 in 2 right now.
Which is extremely terrifying because there's only 2 of us, James and myself. And I'm now looking into like matcha. Mm-hmm. Like I just read that matcha really helps for breast cancer specifically, decrease your chance. Which it's like, if you like matcha or you want to try matcha, like have a cup a week, I don't know if that's going to like do wonders, but I mean like it's better than like a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Also too, that sweat kills cancer cells.
That is one of the best things you can have, is it? What you have in your house.
The sauna.
The sauna, yes.
Yeah. Sauna. So I'm like, okay, like the sauna is there and it's kind of like once it's there, you don't use it as much. But I'm like, no, I'm going to use this 3 times a week.
Yep.
Because that heat is something that if I'm on a day where I can't get out and exercise, or maybe for me, I don't like high pressure exercise. I rather walk.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I'm always a pro sauna if you have room in your house, especially like if you can like save up to just purchase one. They say everyone should have a sauna. It's like medically required of you.
No.
If you want to stay healthy and you want to decrease your chance of like heart disease, etc., to purchase a sauna.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. How much do we actually like break a sweat? Like a full on, like never. Like I work out, like I lift weights and stuff. I don't break a sweat like I'm dropping bullets of sweat. But when you get in the sauna, you do, and that's that's how you release toxins. That's how and it's huge. So like, we want to get one in the house. Black Friday.
I mean, I don't regret the purchase. I mean, I think it was like $1,500. It was not James's favorite purchase of mine. But I told him, I was like, James, we are purchasing this for our future. for our future selves to say thank you.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I think you really do need to invest. And I feel like people can spend $1,000, $1,500 over the course of the year on junk.
Starbucks,
going out to eat, alcohol, like.
Yeah. And you have like a physical sauna. I mean, if you go to the wellness places, which I had to go for a couple times, it was like $30-$40 pop.
Yeah.
To use a sauna for the 30 minutes. To
use one.
Yeah.
So like when people, or like I noticed that memberships, they'll have like an additional fee if you want to use the sauna. Like if you think about it and you go to that gym for, let's just do the math right now. If you go to a gym and say you spend $20 more on your membership to use the sauna, and a sauna costs you,
well, like $2,000,
$1,500.
Yeah,
we'll just say $1,500. I'm not good at math, guys, so don't judge me. 75 months, 6 years.
But that's just one time. Well, I don't know.
That's just one time. Or maybe you don't even use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like this is in your house.
Yeah.
And everyone else can use it. You can start getting your mom to use it.
Yeah.
You know,
that was probably a really bad way to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like if you
I'm telling you, it's $30 a pop. It's $30 a pop every time you want to walk into the sauna at the health club.
$30?
$30.
Oh my gosh.
And you need to go at least weekly. So then you do the math on that.
Oh, I can't even imagine how people can afford that.
So I think it should be everyone's wish list for sure. Here's the thermography. This is what it looks like. I can actually tell you like vascular disease, infections, if you have fibrocystic disease, as well as cancer. It's really interesting. It's so cool.
That's crazy.
Thermography.
And it's like, why is that not mainstream?
I don't know.
You know?
I don't know. Yeah.
Tomography.
No, thermography.
If anyone can't remember to look it up.
Like a thermometer. Thermography.
Thermography.
Yeah.
They're like a thermometer, thermography.
Yeah.
Call your doctors, ask. It's insane to me.
Do it.
We have all this new technology, all these different ways to do shit. And like, it's not easy to find. And I literally hate that, which is why we started this podcast.
I know.
Which I want to talk about for a second, because we're coming into the end of the year and it's literally a 1-year anniversary coming up for me and even thinking about having a podcast.
That's crazy.
Well, I had been working on it for a long time, but I actually was like, I'm going to do this. And I know we're not like in December going into the new year yet, but like I took a step back yesterday because we had talked about our plans for the new year.
Right.
And then we met with Taya, who produces the show, and told her our plans for the new year. And I feel like we're all on the same page and everything's very organic and amazing. But I took a step back and I just want to say I'm really proud of us because we put our lives out there. We've done so much work. If you just listen to a podcast, you're just listening to a finished product.
Right.
But to do a podcast is so much work and so many learning curves. And it's hours and hours and hours of work in the beginning until you get into a really great flow. And I'm just really proud of us this year because I feel like we have really looked within. We've had our patience tested. We've like gone through so much as friends outside of just like being business partners on this. But we've had so many amazing conversations with people we would never talk to.
Right. Yeah.
And people that are really making an impact in this world.
I know. Like Zen Honeycutt, wild.
I know. Dr. Noah. Like we have Dr. Song coming up, who's Healthy Kids, Happy Kids author. It's just really cool. And I just wanted to take a minute to say to the audience that's listening is that if you lean in to anything in life, like it can prosper. And I know it's tough when you're going through the seasons and things can really like detract you. But I think the most important thing I learned, and I hope this doesn't make you cry because I made a lot of people cry this week, is that it's actually having like a really good friend is extremely important in your life, because there's so many times when I was like, this is too much for me. I can't do this anymore. We won't get into the details, but like, money wise, the past year was like crazy investment into this thing before you came on board. And you just helped me stay on track. And then I look back to the end of like the whole year and I'm like, I couldn't have done this if I started it alone. I couldn't have done it alone. And then I started to think about like all the conversations, all the way I've been challenged. And I'm like, wow, I did that with a friend. And we talk all the time. Do you feel stronger? Really do.
Yeah.
But do you feel stronger as an individual, like more confident?
I do.
Me too. And I'm like, I think having a really good girlfriend that you really truly like talk to all of the time is like so important in your life. And I never knew that because like, obviously I have my friends, but I don't like talking to people. I don't like people that much. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I wouldn't have like be talking to someone that much, but I really think that women out there, like, prioritize your girlfriend. Like one, you don't need a lot, just one girlfriend, and like do shit with them all of the time. Talk to them all of the time.
Yeah. I mean, we're across the country.
I know.
But it works. We talk all the time. We talk
all the time. We're across the country. Like, think about it. We're across the country. Yeah. We both have toddlers. Kalina's a girl. Lakin's a boy. So it's like different schedules, different activities, different things happening. And then you're in the hospital.
Right.
Working. We both have husbands. Like James is like playing hockey. JJ's like doing JJ, 5,000 million things, and we still make it work. And I think it's important and a reminder that like life is busy, but prioritize your friends.
Yeah, that's a really good PSA. Yeah. Especially for me, I'm a lot like you. I'm very like, I have friends and stuff, but I just live my life. I don't really like open it up to anything. And I've opened it up to like thousands of people, and I talk about my life on a podcast, and I talk to you every day. And
I know,
if I think about where we started or where I started in March, I mean, the learning curve has been huge. I didn't listen to podcasts, right? And I'm so much more confident. I could just like hop on this thing and just go. Like I've interviewed someone on my own, so I'm very like proud of myself.
Yeah.